Hi and welcome to Steve's Kitchen. Today we are doing a recipe for a gyro, a great Greek dish. It's about gyros, but it's actually pronounced gyro. It's got silent letters in there. Guys, I've had this for many years. When I was a child, this was a favourite sort of takeaway. But wherever I've lived, this has been called a doner kebab, or at least it looks like a doner kebab to me. But Ellis the mechanic, you've requested the gyro, and I will make a gyro for you today. And let's get on, and I'll show you how. So to make our gyro, you're going to need a food processor ideally, and I'm just going to take a sort of medium-sized brown onion, and to save having to chop this thing up, guys, I'm just top and tailing it, cutting it in half, and then just peel the first layer off and pop the whole half onion into the food processor. We'll let the food processor do the work for us. So that's one whole medium onion in there, and we're just going to put the lid on the food processor and just finely chop that onion up. Literally just takes a few seconds. Now in with the onions, I'm going to add half a cup of breadcrumbs. I've got 1.5 teaspoons of salt, 3 teaspoons of oregano, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Now you can use fresh garlic, guys, but I like the garlic powder with this recipe. And finally, 1 teaspoon of ground black pepper. Now I'm also adding into here a pound, that's about 500 grams of ground beef. And also a pound, about 500 grams of ground lamb. Now guys, I know this is already ground, but I want to make this into a really quite a fine paste. So we're just going to blend that up now, get all those flavours together. Now I appreciate this is rather a lot of meat to be doing in a food processor, so if your processor is smaller, do it in 2 batches, it'll make it a little easier. Now at this point I'm bringing a loaf tin, and I'm going to take that meat, we're basically going to be baking a meatloaf. So we want to be taking the meat out of the processor, or whatever mixing method you use, and putting it into a loaf tin like this. Okay, and then we're just going to push it down firmly into the tin. If your tin isn't non-stick, you might want to sort of line it with some paper. Okay, now this meatloaf is going to go into the oven. I've preheated it to 180 degrees Celsius, that's 350 Fahrenheit, and I'm going to roast that for half an hour until that's golden on top. Then I'm going to tip this out onto another baking tray, because like the meat that's on the rotisserie, I want a brown surface to the whole of the meatloaf. Now I'm putting it into a loaf tin here, but you could easily put this onto a baking tray, just sort of compact it down nice and firm. Guys, I'm going to be baking my own pita breads here. Now, I've got a video, I'll put a little link here on my channel that shows you how to make pita breads. I'm not going to film it again here, guys, but if you want to make them homemade, and they're really worth it, they taste delicious, get across to the channel and look at the video there. So guys, that has been in for 30 minutes now, and the reason I want to take it out is because when you see the gyro on the spit, it's brown all the way around, so I'm just tipping that out now into a baking tray. And yet that's smelling just like they do in the shops. And I want now to roast this for another sort of half hour to get a lovely golden brown surface onto the meat on this side. So look, that's out of the oven now. I've roasted it till it's lovely and dark, so it's got a lovely caramelized surface to it. And that'll make it like those ones that are on the rotisserie with that lovely sort of dark caramelized meat on the outside. Now we just want that now to settle for about 15 or 20 minutes before you start carving it ready to eat. So now I've let the meat settle down, all the juices have settled. We can take a carving knife now and look at this, guys. Look how beautiful this is. If you've got the right knife and just slice away, you can get slice after slice. And I can tell you guys, this smells and it looks just like the authentic off of the kebab. And let's just taste a little piece of this as well. Oh, memories. That brings back all the memories. That is going to be wonderful served up with the right salad and a pita bread, which I'm going to get on and do now. So with my gyro, I'm going to be serving it with a tzatziki sauce, and this one here I've made on my channel. It may not be up yet, guys, but it will be soon. So that's 1 tzatziki sauce, and I'm also going to make a little salsa with some red onion, some tomatoes, and cucumber, which I'm just going to dice up. I won't show you that, I'll do that now. So with my cucumber, onion, and tomato diced, I'm just going to pop those into a bowl. I'm just going to add about a tablespoon or 2 of olive oil into that, another tablespoon or so of white wine vinegar, and I'm just going to season it with some black pepper and a little white salt. And now I'm just going to mix that through. Now that salsa, when we've made our gyro, we're just going to add that in there. But I'm also going to add a little shredded lettuce as well, just for some crunch. I'm going to construct the gyro now. I'm taking one of my fresh, hot pita breads that I've just baked. And now I'm just going to layer down some tzatziki sauce. I'm going to put that through the middle like that. Plenty of that, guys. We want to keep it nice and flavoursome and moist. And then I'm going to take some of that salsa and just lay that across the top. Beautiful, fresh salsa. Now, my gyro meat that I made earlier on, you can see it's still warm, and we can just put sort of shredded. Don't be skimpy on this, guy. I'm going to layer a bit more tzatziki sauce over the top. I'm going to layer a bit more tzatziki sauce over the top. And some of our shredded lettuce. Just lay that over there like that. And then we're just going to fold this baby up. So I'm just going to push it down, fold that one into the center like this. I'm going to use the aluminium foil just to keep this thing all together like this. Fold it under at the bottom. Fold that back like that, guys. And look at that. You have got one beautiful. Ellis, I hope you're happy with this, mate. You've got one wonderful gyro. It's packed full of flavour. It's fresh and homemade. Let me give this beauty a try. So Ellis, I hope I've done you proud with this one. Let's give this a try. Oh, that is warm and flavoursome. You can't beat these things fresh from a restaurant, but if you can make it at home like this, this is really good. And it feels authentic. It's the way I used to get them wrapped up in foil. It would be running down your hands. It tastes wonderful. Thanks guys for joining me for this one. I've got to get and make this for the rest of the family. So you guys get out of here. Take care. I'll see you next time. Thank you for joining me for the recipes this week for Ellis. They've been great fun. I hope they're virtually finished now and they'll be up all this week. So Ellis, thanks for the ideas. It's been a great week. Subscribe button's up there. A couple of other videos there. Take care. See you next time.